So the way it looks, that might be a part two to this because I think I just stopped that by accident. And right now, I'm not sure how to combine videos. Maybe I get my grandson to show me how to do that, but until he does, we'll probably just make this a part two. Anyway, very rarely do I go to bed without wrapping my hair. I generally put, in some of the other videos I have shown y'all, like a couple of black caps or a scarf or um, something to wrap my hair so that my locks doesn't get linty. You know, they still will naturally get some lint, either from your clothes or just, the air. This is stuff floating around in the air, like, just little lint particles. But for the most part, I try to keep lint and stuff as much as I can out of my hair. But I just wanted to show y'all this morning how I do that rosemary water as a good leave-in conditioner, a little spritzer of moisturizer for your hair. You can, like I say, use it daily or not. So, just trying to let it get to a boil so you can see that. But while we wait, what's on y'all's minds today? What will your day look like? Is it going to be a day spent with your family? Is it going to be a day chilling in the house since tomorrow is Sunday? Back in the day when I was growing up, Saturdays were a day you got up, you were going to be working. You were going to be cleaning the house. Lord have mercy. It was one girl. That doesn't mean that I had all the girl work, but it does mean that, they had to go out more so than me, because I don't particularly remember going out and splitting wood and stuff like that. But they had to get up early, my 5 brothers, and go out. And well, it was really 4 at the time, because the baby brother, he's way younger than them. I don't think he really had that had to go out. But the rest of them had to go out and go in that woods early in the morning and split wood. They learned what work was very, 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 very early. They knew how to go get up early. They had to work on cars. I didn't go out and work on cars. But they worked on cars, and they know today how to do most things to vehicles. So my dad did teach them, even though they didn't want to get up and get out there and get it early like they did. It did teach them how to get up and to get to work early, and what it means to be a man. He taught them very, very well. So Saturday mornings were used to get up and learn to do your chores and to execute them as best as you could from a very early age until we were out of the house. And I'm grateful for those lessons, because they definitely gave me good work ethic, and they taught me how to get up and manage a home and to care for myself as well as my family. And it made me love doing it, And I'm grateful for those times. I was not grateful then. I was so tired of clothes, because we had to go wash clothes on the Saturday morning. And we didn't, sometimes our wash machine didn't work, so we had to take and drag all them clothes to the laundromat, bags of clothes, because it just seemed like my brothers, not me, went through lots of clothes. It was just a lot of kids. That's just what it was. It was a lot of kids, and all of them, including me, we all played outside pretty hard every day. And they had like, and I did too sometimes, school sports. So that means we carried clothes to school. We had to dress out for gym, so we always had 2 sets of clothes a day. And if you had basketball practice, or for them football practice, or any other sport that they ran, they did them all, track and everything. And that meant a change of clothes regularly. And there was a lot of clothes come every week. It was a lot of clothes, and sometimes we washed them and we brought them back home to hang them on the line, or we washed them mostly at home and had to hang them on the line in the cold. I didn't like it. That Saturday morning would be the morning that we, because we may not have had all the beautiful furniture that other families might have had, but we kept it up. So that would be the day that you had to change the house around too, like, make sure you got behind the couches and get socks or whatever that might be back there. But that was also the day that we changed around and scrub and wasn't too many vacuums back then either, but we scrubbed behind them chairs and swept very well behind those chairs. And I'm sure we had a vacuum, but it just doesn't come to mind that easy. So we might not have had that many of them. But I remember sweeping and I remember mopping. And I remember also this would be the day to prepare for the next day, which would be Sunday. That would be the day that you got your clothes out and you ironed them, or if they needed to be laundered, they would have already been laundered by now, because you're not waiting to no Saturday for your church clothes to be ready. If you did do that, you did that extremely early in the morning. If your church robe, your choir robe wasn't ready, yeah, that was gonna be a problem. So you got that done. I don't even remember. I don't remember my choir robe being dirty like that, to be honest with you. Plus, my mama worked at a cleaner's. That's another thing. When it came down to that kind of stuff, the real basic need, the basic things like that, she couldn't take everything, and was not going to take everything. But stuff like that, like my daddy's suits and like our choir robes, they probably went to the cleaners, because I don't remember ever ironing one. And I don't remember just going to church with them all wrinkled. So they definitely had to have gone to the cleaners and they were clean. But Sunday morning was going to be the day you're going to be ready to go to church house and worship the Lord. So Saturdays were used to get everything together. And Sunday mornings, let me give y'all just a brief little synopsis of that as I remember it. You had to get up and kind of looking forward to the smell of that, the aroma of that. You first of all, you were gonna wake up to Ma cooking. My mama, that's what we call her, Ma. Ma was gonna be in there. Generally, it's gonna be cheese, eggs, sausage. I don't remember a lot of bacon, but I remember sausage. It's gonna be toast, jelly, butter. That's pretty much what breakfast was gonna be. I know seems like there was always lots of cheese, eggs. I don't know. I wasn't a big breakfast person. I wasn't then, and I'm not now. But I will eat breakfast. But I know a whole lot of pancakes. I don't remember that. I don't remember no pancakes being made or nothing like that. It's too many of us. Mom would have been up there forever trying to feed 4 boys and a girl a stack of pancakes, and they were thick boys, healthy, muscular boys. So she would have probably been up there all Sunday morning trying to feed them. And my daddy, and all my brothers mostly is 6 foot, should I say 6'4". All of them are really 6 foot to 6'4". So big healthy family. I'm 5'8.5". So all of us are a nice, thick, healthy family. Thank the Lord. And I'm grateful for that. But my mama got up on Sunday morning, got us prepared with that, and then after we would have breakfast. It's either before or after. I think it was after we would have breakfast. Could have been before. But we were also going to have family prayer. We were going to get on our knees, everybody, and I'm sure some of the rest of the kids might have been a little bit more serious than I was. That's the reason I need Jesus like I need him now, I'm sure. Because I was down there with one eye open, one eye closed. Except the days, and I'm going to go back to that if I can remember, that I had to bring that Sunday school lesson. Them Sunday school lesson days, I probably was down there calling on the Lord, you know, Lord Jesus, help me today. Help me to remember what to say. Ain't no telling. But them Sunday school lesson mornings were tight because you kind of knew the week before that it might be you might know, but most of the time you did. You knew the week before that next week, whatever that topic was, because I think we had a little book, a little Sunday school lesson book that we went by so we could study our Sunday school lesson, which sometimes I didn't do either. There was a brother, I think, if the rest of them did it, Junior probably just done better at it. You know, he just had a more serious relationship, and I could be wrong. I think he had a more serious mentality about things than in that way than we did. And I don't know if he always had it. Eventually, I know he was the one that had a more serious relationship with the Lord. And he also became a pastor, an elder. And I think he could very easily be pastor, as my daddy was. So, them Sunday mornings when we had to get on our knees, right? I would be down there, Lord have mercy, don't get caught down there asleep, because Daddy was the watchman on the wall, honey. He'd be down there calling on the Lord, but he knew he had 5 kids that might be down there being wayward, lazy, and sneaky. Because we couldn't get away with very much if he was there. Now, if Mom was been there, we could kind of slip around just a little bit more, just a little bit. Or she might have gave us an extra chance, more so than he did. But, yeah, Daddy's eye was on the sparrow. So, but we still took them chances to maybe lay your arm out on the chair while he praying, or couch, or whatever it is that, he wherever you prayed at, wherever you fit in that day. It wasn't like everybody had particular places to go and get on your knees. We just, whoever got to the spot they were going to get to, we would all probably try to get to the most hidden spot. But then, family prayer would take place. Did not know just how important that was. Did not understand those moments to be as endearing and caring, and the showing of love that our parents was giving us right then. No clue. No clue that how much care was being put into our souls and our lives at that moment to get us all up and say, let's pray together. Every single week for years. Daddy was consistent about it. And you just don't understand who your parents are sometimes while they yet live. I'm telling you, I am one of them. I just did not understand the impact that they would have on my mentality today and who I am today. I didn't know. I didn't understand. They would try to tell us all they could about family and family love and keep up with family and share with family and, friends as well. But keep your family close. In the end of everything, if you're hungry, a friend might feed you, but a family should have a plate for you. If they're taught well enough. It doesn't mean to give you a crutch where you don't care. If you don't care if you're eating and you ain't trying to do nothing about it, another whole story. But if we're both striving and maybe one of us came up a little short, then we were taught to be there for one another. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the love that my parents showed us how to give people to. and how to forgive, and not that whatever that thing is. You hear, no judge, whatever that thing is. I can't think of it right this minute, but we were really literally taught that. And I'm grateful because I was able to extend that to my children, where, they started going through things in life that might have been a little testy, and some parents might have looked a little long-eyed, or people might have could held something, but I just didn't see it that way. Okay, you made it, and do we need to do anything about that situation to get you through to tomorrow or tonight? All right, we're gonna come through this together. And I don't know if I did it right, but I did try to show love in it. Sometimes I could see some things I could have done better. I think we all could, because my mother explained to me one time that, Regina, we didn't have practice being parents. We were just parents. And we tried to parent as best we could while being parents. And she didn't have to say no more, because everything that I didn't understand that was said and done as a child, because because it didn't happen in little Johnny's house. Generally, that's generally where I measured something from, or little Mary's house. When she said that to me, because of how loving she already was and how much I knew they wanted the best for us, I understood just a little bit better, and everything that I didn't understand, I could let it go. They weren't perfect. We aren't perfect. Your parent wasn't perfect. But if they're showing you love, and it's looking like I ain't got no hair in some spaces. Now, I did go through that period too, with that trauma that I went through. There was several times that I lost my hair. We'll talk about that another day. But these spots, whatever's looking like up here right now, I don't know. But everything is good up here. Not as thick as it used to be. It didn't come back that thick. But, right now we don't know what God's going to do with that, because I put prayer on this hair. When going through, be careful, because you can lose a lot more than just a little bit of sanity. Stress can stress out a whole lot of things in your life. Ooh, you can't smell it. But I will show you that the water is getting a nice little tint to it. I'm not going to let it sit up here and just boil and boil and boil, but I'm going to let it sit here for another good maybe 5 minutes or so, and get all that goodness. Anyway, kind of forgot where I was. But I remember a little bit. Once my mama told me that it would help me to release just the little perks and things and quirks that I didn't understand. And I was able to let that go, because I said, wow, how many things is it that I don't know and that I'm basically practicing? When I became a parent, I was practicing, and along with being a mother, I was in the act of being a mom, doing the best I can, making decisions in moments right then that could change lives, that change the life of my children, and maybe possibly the people around them, because most of the time, one good or bad seed planted will grow. It'll get watered, and it'll grow to either help and help other people, or it can sow a crazy seed, a negative seed, Think about that, how far it goes. And that child could spread that bad seed to the next child and the next group of people. And that group of people can become many, right? And that might be another thing that, I get off, I'm sorry, but that could be another thing to think of when you're telling your story or spreading your good news for the day, is that if it helps one, it might possibly help, thousands, just from you telling your story, just from you being authentic, your authentic self, and spreading your good news or your moment. And if it's not good news, you're being able to be open to tell what is taking place in your life might help the next person while they're going through. We don't know. But more than likely it will. Because I know that there's people that in my life that has been touched by me, and I was able to deliver something, and I'm not saying it was a bunch of people, but I know there's at least one or two. And that was brought to me by my parents, and they imparted something in me that I probably didn't tell them thank you for. I probably didn't tell them thank you because I didn't know or understand to say, this part of me right here, I'm going to share with somebody one day. But I did know I was going to share being a good mom, because my mama was such a good mother, honestly. I didn't say she was perfect, but she was a good mom. And so was my daddy. My daddy was a loving person. He didn't tell you he loved you every day or every other day, and sometimes you might not have been told, but his actions, his get up, go to work, 7 days a week, making sure that we had, to the best of his ability, his structure of making sure that we were clean and that we were presentable to the world. And he cared about our souls 1,000% to the day he closed his eyes. He cared. So, yeah, I try to impart those things in my children, and I'm grateful that I had that opportunity. Very grateful that I had the opportunity. So I'm up here just chit-chatting on a Saturday morning, telling you guys just a little bit about my life. I didn't know that's what I was going to get up here to do, but it's all good, because it's all good. So, I had three brothers older than I fall in the middle. One brother passed away. The second to the oldest passed away in a car accident, or was killed in a car accident. He was a teacher. I don't know exactly. Taught some form of art. Yeah, that's a shame. But he was a teacher. And it'll come back to me, what he did. But yeah, he passed away in 1990. He was 27. Very, very, very sad day. It's the only one that passed away that I know of. And we miss him dearly. I would love to have seen his children. But God had a different plan. And we have no choice but to accept his plan. So we're here, and we're grateful for that. So let's look at this boiling. Now it's boiling. So we're going to turn that off now. I think that's good enough, and we're going to let it cool. And I would say if you don't not looking for anything like a good old, just a thin moisturizer for your hair, a daily moisturizer, or however often you feel you need to moisturize your hair, this ain't even for you. But if you are and just want, to make it, that's how you do it. You just kind of, and if you want it to be stronger, make it stronger. If you want it to be just a little bit thinner, you don't want such a strong odor or such a strong smell with yours, then add more water to it. But I'm okay with it, because I'm a natural person. I'm okay with people smelling a little mint on me or an earthy tune. As long as it ain't funk, I'm good with it, And again, I don't really strain mine when I'm going to put it in these mason jars. I'll show you mason jars. Hold on.
Garage door.
I buy a dozen of them from Walmart, and you can have them. They will deliver them, because I think these were delivered to me. And I think they're like maybe $16, something like that. Not sure. For 12. I'm not positive on that. Could have been 25. I don't know. But I try to keep some because my daughter makes my oil for my hair, but I also make a fenugreek oil. I also, there's a few things that I make on my own. I try to do a lot of natural things. My own oregano oil with black seed in it. I make that myself as well. And that's good, for colds and stuff like that. But you can Google what it's for you. Anyway, I'll put that in here once it cools off, and that's just so that I can store it somewhere while I use it, and it'll go decently. It'll go pretty fast, but yeah. So it's a little bit different today, huh? But I'm gonna say, have a good day for now. And if possible, maybe I'll pick the phone up again or camera up again and talk some more. But for now, your story matters. Have a great Saturday.